Hello fifth years, this is just a video to go through the solutions for the homework, right? So I need you to get your homework out and correct. I'm going to spot pick questions at random, okay? So the first one I'm going to go through is page 222, question 2, part I, okay? We have to find the equation line where they're given the slope and given 1 point. So if you know the slope, you know, we label the point and we put it into this formula quite simply. So y minus 4 is equal to 3/4 x minus 1. Okay, that's y1, x1, and m is the slope. And then we tidy it up, just good maths practice. This is y plus 4 is equal to 3/4 x minus 1. What I said to you to do when you got a fraction as a slope is to multiply both sides by 4. So all of this by 4 and all of that by 4. Here you'd end up with 4y plus 16 is equal to, this 4 cancels with the 4 on the underside of the fraction, so you end up with 3. Well, 3 times x is 3x, 3 times minus 1 is minus 3, okay? And bring them over to make one side equal 0. I always like to leave the x positives, but don't mind if you don't. Take away minus 19. So the equation line is 3x minus 4y minus 19 equals 0. Now if you went this way, it's fine. You'd end up with minus 3x plus 14 plus 19. The signs be reversed. That's fine as well, okay? Same thing here. x1, y1. This is question 4. y minus 0 is equal to minus 3 x minus 0. So y is equal to minus 3x. Add the 3x, you get 3x plus y equals 0. Question 5i, so we're doing the same thing, back to this formula all the time. x1, y1 is 0, 0 again, so y minus y1 is y minus 0 is equal to minus 3 over 2 x minus 0, which gives me y is equal to minus 3 over 2 x. I'd try and get rid of the fraction again, so I'd multiply both sides by 2. Okay, that gives me 2y this side equals minus 3x. Add the 3x, you get 3x plus 2y is equal to 0. Okay. In that question, it asks you what you notice about them all. All the points were 0, 0. You should have had, so let's go back up here. We have an x value, y value, and numerical constant value. In any of these ones in question 5, you shouldn't have ended up with none of these. What it basically means is if we drew this in the graph, it would go through the origin there, okay? Right, so this is the question 7 then, is the same thing, but we have an additional step. In the previous questions we were given the slope, now we've got to work out the slope first. So let's label them. This is the formula for the slope. So m is equal to y2, take away y1, minus 4 minus 2. x2, take away x1, 2 minus 1 is 2 plus 1. Okay, so that's here. Focus please, camera. Thank you. 2 minus 1, that's this bit here. So I skipped a step there, it's 2 plus 1. Minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6 over 3 is minus 2. Okay, so let's go back up to this one now. Should have your tables open as well, guys, so you just have to refer. You'll have these memorized in no time. Y minus y1, 2 is equal to m, which is minus 2, x minus 1, x plus 1. Y minus 2 is minus 2x minus 2. The x is negative here, so I'm going to add it this way. Add 2x both sides, add 2. You end up with 2x plus y Minus 2, if you add 2 to this side, minus 2 plus 2 is 0, so that's just equal to 0 again. Same thing for this one. This is VI, okay, so question 7, I'm only doing II and VI. If you're not getting these right, it's your responsibility to go back and revisit them, okay? That's one of the things with this online learning, you have to be able to push yourself to make sure you get these right. Y2, take away Y1, back to this formula, Y2, take away Y1 on the top, minus 1, minus 5, I'll write it out fully, I think it's a bad, x2 minus x1, minus 1 minus 3, so be careful with the signs here. Minus 1 minus 5 is minus 1 plus 5, minus 1 plus 5 is 4, minus 1 minus 3 is minus 1 plus 3, minus 1 plus 3 is 2, so we get a slope of 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we go back to the equation line, y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1, so y minus 5 is y plus 5 is equal to 2 x minus x1, here my finger, x plus 3. Y plus 5 is equal to 2x plus 6. Take away 5, both sides, take away y, you end up with 2x minus y plus 1 equals 0. So check them now before we go on to the next page and go back over your work, right? Next exercise was writing them in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So basically, back to the first couple of chapters, we're making y the subject of the formula here. So I've got 3x plus y minus 5 equals 0. This is question 1, page 224, part 2. Let's get the camera to focus. Thank you, camera. Right. So I've got y, a positive y here. I want to make it look like this. So I'm going to take away 3x on both sides. And I'm going to add 5 to both sides because I want to get rid of this positive 5 as well. In one step then I've got y is equal to minus 3x plus 5. Okay. Now in the question, when we write it down, we write the slope of the line. When it's written like this number before the x is always the slope. So we can say therefore slope equals minus 3 for that line. Now this is part 5. I'm going to take away 3x, because it's positive 3x, I'm going to add 2, positive 2. So I end up on this side with just 4y. I have to do it to this side as well. So 4y is equal to minus 3x plus 2. This is not in the form y equals mx plus c, because this is 4y, we need to be y is equal to, so this represents 4 multiplied by y. So I'm going to divide by 4 for every term. Okay, so y is equal to minus 3/4 of x plus 2 divided by 4 is a half. Okay, so slope, therefore slope equals minus 3/4. Question 2, same thing. It gives us a few questions afterwards. Let's rearrange it first. We're going to take away 2x and add 7. So I'm looking at all the values that are not y related and doing the opposite. So positive 2x, take away 2x, minus 7, add 7. We do the same to this side. 3y is equal to minus 2x plus 7, divide by 3 to every term. Y is equal to minus 2/3 of x plus 7 over 3. Therefore, part 1 asks us to the slope of L, slope equals minus 2/3. Slope of any line parallel to L, parallel lines have the same slope, so that's going to be minus 2/3 as well. Slope of any line perpendicular, so perpendicular, that's the notation for perpendicular. and we flip the fraction, so 3 over 2, change the sign, so it's positive. Okay, let's look at question 3. It's asking, the equation are two lines here, and they're asking, are these lines parallel? We don't know yet. We've got to work out the slope. The only way of showing lines are parallel is to work out the slope and show they're the same. So let's rearrange them as y is equal to mx plus 1 second. Okay, sorry, I was saying that you have to the only way to show lines are parallel is to show the slopes are the same. So the only way to do that is we rearrange them to make them look like y equals mx plus c. Let's rearrange this. I'm going to add 2y to both sides because the y is negative there. So I get x plus 1 is equal to 2y. I'm going to divide by 2 to each term. So I get y is equal to half of x, or x over 2, plus a half. Okay? That's the same as, just because the y is this side, it doesn't make a difference. Focus, camera. Y equals mx plus c, right? So the slope is a half. Sorry, just get the camera to work here. Slope is a half, and it cuts, that's half of x plus half, mx plus c. So slope is a half, it cuts the y-axis at half. Right, so we need to do the same. So if this line is parallel, we need the slope of this line to be half. Okay, so I'm going to add 6y to both sides. So I end up with here 3x minus 7 is equal to 6y. You can divide by 6 to each term. Y is equal to 3 over 6 is a half of x, so there we go. Minus 7 over 6. So let me summarize. Therefore, as both slopes equals a half, these lines are parallel. Okay? And similarly, for question 4, we do the same thing, but if the slopes are perpendicular, so are they perpendicular? Perpendicular question mark. The two slopes should multiply to give minus 1. Right, so let's check this out first. So I'm going to take away 2x, and I'm going to plus 4 to both sides. So 3y is equal to minus 2x plus 4. I'm going to divide by 3 throughout, so I'm skipping the step where I'm putting workings now, right? So y is equal to minus 2 over 3x plus 4 over 3. Over here I'm going to add 2y, so the slope here is, so m is equal to minus 2/3, that's the slope here. Okay? I'm going to add 2y to both sides. 3x plus 1 is equal to 2y. Divide throughout by 2. 3 over 2x plus a half, 1 over 2 is equal to y. So m is equal to 3 over 2. Let's look at this then. Yeah, it's flipped over, change the sign, isn't it? So let's verify it. We'll put a sentence in something like this. Therefore, as minus 2 over 3 multiplied by 3 over 2 is equal to minus 1. It is. Multiply it out, it is. These lines are perpendicular. Okay. Question 8. Let's grab the book. Okay, these are all written in the form y equals mx plus c. So here, slope of 2 cuts the y-axis at minus 3. Slope of 1 cuts the y-axis at 3. Slope of minus a half cuts the y-axis at 4, etc. Name a pair of parallel lines. Okay, so that's 2, slope of 2, slope of 2. So A and F, parallel lines, have the same slope. Perpendicular lines. You have half here, you have minus 2 there, so these two are perpendicular. You have minus a half and 2 there, them two are perpendicular. These two are also, there's a couple of options there. Which line crosses the y-axis at 4? So that we need the one with a positive 4, which is this one. Cuts the y-axis at 4. That's the coordinate of that is 0, 4. Crosses the y-axis at minus 3. That's this one here. Okay, that's the c. Y equals mx plus c. Whatever the c value is where it cuts the axes. Right, last one was pretty tough, but let's go with it. It's just asking us to find k, but it tells us in the question that lines are parallel. So this is the clue. If they're parallel, they have the same slope. So let's work out the slope of this one first, the one that's written without any k in it. Right? I'm going to take away x plus 6, okay, on both sides. So 2y is equal to minus x plus 6. Divide by 2. You get y is equal to minus x over 2, which is the same as minus a half of x. Because that's a 1 there, isn't it? So 1 divided by 2. So then just write it like that because it's clearer to see the slope. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So slope is equal to minus a half. Let's do the same for this one. Even though we got k in it, I'm going to take away minus 2x, add 5. To both sides. So ky is equal to minus 2x plus 5. And then we've got to think, if they're parallel, this slope has to be minus a half as well. Okay? So k multiplied by y, I've got to divide by k throughout. You might have worked it out already, but I'm going to do this. Y is equal to minus 2 over k x plus 5 over k. So I know that this minus 2 over k is equal to minus a half, because the slope is minus a half, because it tells us in the question, right? Which is minus 2 over 4, which means that k is equal to 4. Okay, so okay, you get it. So the bit of a twist on that one. Okay, review them. I want you to correct these yourselves, and also go back over your work, please, 50 years. Thanks.